Hey friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Monday, September 4th, also known as Labor Day if you're here in the United States, and I'm back for my next video. Thank you so much for those who are checking me out for the first time and for all of my returning viewers. Really appreciate you coming back and checking me out today. Not a whole lot of life stuff over the last few weeks. We've been doing some day trips in the area. We live in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. So we have some friends who live in Williamsburg. So we've done a few day trips up there. We've gone to the beach a few times. Just kind of hung out around here. No major plans. I'm on a family med rotation right now, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy the physician I'm working with. Kaya and Tank are doing great. I'll show Kaya at the end of the video, and Tanky too if he's around, but they're doing great. She started daycare for the first time on Friday. She had they call a temperament test where they just make sure the dogs work, well all together. So she went for her temperament test on Friday and did great. And so she'll start going for a few half days a week, when he and I both have to work at the same time. So we're excited about that. She's now mostly vaccinated, so she's safe to go. Yeah, but other than that, not a whole lot going on. I did get my headshot for my residency application and I posted that. I appreciate all of the wonderful comments and everything. I graduate from medical school May 2024, which is coming up faster than it's hard to believe. So I apply to residency this month. So I have my application kind of getting looked over and edited right now, actually, by a friend who's a resident. And then I'll be submitting within the next couple of weeks. And then we have interviews, and then I find out where I'll be doing my residency in March, and then I graduate in May. So we're cooking along here this year. And then not really a whole lot else to report. I do want to thank everyone who commented on my last video. I had asked for some feedback on what we don't like about FlossTube videos or my videos, and just kind of some constructive feedback. And I do really appreciate all of the feedback, a lot of very kind comments, and I really appreciate it. Basically what I got from that was keep it under an hour if possible overall. Some people like the longer videos, but the kind of common themes were under an hour, variety, and show the puppy, which I will continue to do. At some point I might have to turn the camera on her though, because at some point I'm not gonna be able to lift her. We haven't weighed her in a couple weeks, but she's gotta be 25 pounds at this point. Yeah, and then maybe doing some before and after photos if I can remember to do that. I do like it when other floss tubes do it. I don't usually just make that much progress where you usually see, but I'll try and start doing that too. I don't usually work on the same things each video, but yeah, I'll try and incorporate that more as well. I am also planning now, I had asked Etsy versus Gumroad kind of thoughts, and I am gonna stick with Gumroad for right now. Etsy, as a lot of people informed me, have some crazy fees. The fee structure is pretty intense, where I don't think it would be financially worth it to get on Etsy right now. If I started actually shipping things, then maybe, because then it helps calculate the shipping and everything like that. So if I start having physical products, I might consider that, but for just PDF downloads, I am going to stick with Gumroad right now. I know it doesn't have a PayPal option right now, so I'm gonna look into that a little bit more. The problem with having PayPal on Gumroad is that Gumroad has fees and then PayPal has their own fees. So you get double hit with fees, and that almost doesn't make it worth it either. I'd have to charge pretty high. So as of right now, PayPal isn't an option unless something like that changes. So we'll see. But if you're not comfortable using Gumroad, like feel free to reach out to me. Maybe we can work something else out. I understand like that's kind of it's not a super common platform. It is very easy to use. I have not heard of any issues with it. I haven't heard of anyone having any like fraudulent issues, or from what I've experienced, a very safe platform. So, but if you are having any like, problems with it, reach out to me. Maybe we can work something else out. But for right now, I'm going to be sticking with my PDF patterns on Gumroad, and that'll be linked down below as well. I think that's all of like the businessy stuff from my last video. I will be announcing the winner of the giveaway at the end of the video, as well as I have a new exciting giveaway, which I'm very excited about for multiple reasons, but that'll be at the end. So we'll jump into the stitching. I have 2 new designs that are finished and up on my Gumroad. I have a new start, a few WIPs, and some plans. So I'm gonna jump into for my new designs. This one I posted about right after my last video, but I just didn't have it ready yet to talk about on my video. So you probably, if you're following me on Instagram, you've already seen this. But this, and actually a few months ago, I did show this FFO and I didn't have the chart ready. So now everything's done, everything's uploaded, ready to be had. This is my Sunny Friends ornament. So this is Frosty and Rudolph go to tropical weather for their Christmas holidays. This is stitched on 28 count ice blue linen, and Barbara at Keepsakes finished it into an ornament for me. So 28 count, it's kind of a big ornament, but I love it. Or you can just like hang it up, during the Christmas season. Uses all DMC except a couple of etoile, which are not showing up soon. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see in the tree, the red and the yellow are etoile. A little bit of backstitch. I had backstitched his buttons and Rudolph's feet, and then the F on the pail for Frosty. But yeah, I had a super fun time designing this and stitching it. It's a really fast stitch. And Barbara finished it beautifully. So this is now on my Gumroad. And then my next design, which I was working on my last video, I have now finished it. This is Anchored in Love. Anchored in Love, which is a variation of an anniversary piece I had done for David back in February, and this is now done. Love is the anchor in every storm, shine your light and guide me home. And again, this was DMC, except the blue is Shining Seas from Color and Cotton, and this is stitched on 40 count Chesapeake from Color and Cotton. And then I did use 2 etoiles for the rings, but that could be very easily customized to whatever represents the rings for the couple that stitched for, or you could totally take out the rings and just do the anchor if you don't want the rings. You would just fill in the part of the anchor. But I loved this. It went by pretty quick. The lighthouse is based on the Key West lighthouse. That's down in Key West, Florida. So that's the inspiration for that lighthouse. And yeah, that's it. That's the fabric. When I would come in, it kind of blows it out, but I had so much fun. The blue is a little bit bluer than it's showing up. It's not as like navy, it's a little more blue, but yeah. So that's now Anchored in Love. That's also now available on my Gumroad. Okay. And then I do have a new start, which is also a new design that I'm working on. I got inspired by this. So very tragic day on September 1st when we lost Jimmy Buffett. He is very important in our household. We are obsessed with the Keys. We, Florida in general, and play a lot of Jimmy Buffett music and definitely love his, you know, vibe. And so we were very sad to hear that he had passed away. And so I got inspired to do kind of like a tribute piece, but just something that was fun. And one of my favorite quotes of his is, "When life gives you limes, make margaritas." And so I do have a kind of a cocktail quote series a little bit that I've been working on. And so I decided I have a wine and a beer, and now I have a margarita. So this is a mock-up of what it's gonna look like. And then I started this last night, and here's how far I've gotten. This is on 40 count waterfall from Color and Cotton. Absolutely gorgeous fabric. I love this fabric. And that's as far as I've got, which is actually 20%. So it's very fast. It's exactly 1900 stitches. So it is not, just do this. Not big, not super big. It's all DMC right now. I'm not doing any variegated. And then this lime will have the back stitch to kind of look like a lime slice. And then I got my salt or sugar, depending on, I like sugar on my margaritas, but typically salt. And yeah, started it last night and I'm already this far. I'm obsessed with it. So that's where we're at. And then I actually have, so the version I just showed has Jimmy Buffett, quoted, his name on it. I'm also going to include a version where that's just not on there, because some people, like on my others, I don't have like the author, because it's not a attributable quote. So I will have one where actually the size doesn't change with the quote with his name on it, so you could just not stitch that. Like the spacing of the other pieces doesn't change, so you could just not stitch his name if you don't want that on there. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have this done and ready to go by my next video. I'm probably gonna work on this till it's done. So that's my new start. And now my whips. So right after my last video, I worked on this and finished it till I hit my goal. This is Pearl by Northern Expression Needle Art. Northern Expression Needleworks. And this is how far I got. So this is on 32 count raw silver, and I'm stitching it with Almond M&M's Orchid. And last time I had it, do it this way. Last time you saw it, I didn't have these two sides, or two of the sides done yet of the Smyrnas. No, eyelets. So I just finished those two sides and I love it. So now the next thing is a repeat of these 3 bands all the way around. And that's kind of why I stopped there, because I was kind of, this even kind of burnt me out a little bit. So I was not ready to just jump back into that. So next time I pick it up, I'll get those 3 bands done again. But yeah, but I love it. Beautiful. It's so pretty. I won't be burned out on it long. I think I'll be getting back to this pretty soon, because I would like to get as close to a finish as I can this year on it. I don't think I'll actually be able to finish it, but I want to get as close as possible, because I do want to start the December one in December. So here's that. And then when I finished that goal, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to work on next. So I was like, I haven't touched this one this year. It's been over a year since I touched this one. Let me pull it back out for a couple days. So I worked on my hammock at sunset by Stitch X Cross Stitch Designs on Etsy. And I'm doing this on 22 count white hardanger. This is where I'm at. So last time I had this first page done, so I did all of this. Pretty easy to see the progress on that. So I'm working on page 2, and then kind of I think that cuts off here, and then this goes into page 3. So it's 3 across, 2 down. So it's 6 pages. So yeah, I do love working on this. It is mostly like, at least these top 3 pages are a lot of blocks of color for the actual sunset. And then down here in the water, that's a little more confetti heavy. But right now I am enjoying those blocks of color. So yeah. I don't know if this one will get picked back up again this year. Oh yeah, those are the colors. Very bright and happy and cheerful. I don't know if this will get picked back up again this year, maybe. Because I would like to finish this yellow. I'm almost done like color completing that yellow, so. But it was nice for the couple of days I had it out. And then this next one, I am obsessed with this. So I worked on my Shores of Hawker and Hollow again. And so let me show the cover photo of Shores of Hawker. So this is the original by Carriage House Samplings. I am modifying it quite a bit. In case you're new, I am doing basically what would be the equivalent size of this middle part, but I'm changing the blocks. So it's 2 by 3 with this middle one. And I just took out the blocks that don't mean a lot to me or that I don't fit my style and kept the ones that do. So this is the original. And then here's my mock-up of what I'm doing. And I'm stitching this on 40 count platinum. And here's where I'm at. Oh, I love it so much. So I completely finished block 1, and then I couldn't help myself when I started block 2. I love it. So I started on that house. Come in. Sorry, the lighting is, trying to get this lighting right. So I have quite a bit of a conversion going. If you have any questions, let me know. I talked about my block 1 changes in the last video. Over here, nothing really is changing, except the M is the red versus the orange. I did modify her dress a little bit to look more like a dress. So I extended it out 1 more line. To just look, because in the original, let me see if I can get it close to actually see. It kind of like, I don't know. I just wanted to look a little bit more like a dress. To me, that kind of looks like she's wearing a jumpsuit maybe, I don't know, which is fine, but I wanted it to be a little more dress. So I brought it up a little bit too. So that's the original block. And then this is how far I am on the block. And then I can do it for the first block too. Kind of get you kind of see the differences. Not huge differences, but variegated colors. And then this rock, I changed to the green. And the sun is all color and cotton variegated. And the blues, of course. The water is the Threadworks 1056. So, yeah, I'm obsessed. I'll be picking this back up because I definitely want to finish block 2 before the end of the year. I at least outlined the roof of the house so that now, like in the car, I could just fill it in with black. And then the house itself, I am going to be changing. So the style is going to stay the same, like those blocks, but I changed them to like more blues. Like, I forget the exact colors right now, but they're going to be more like tealy blues versus the like purple blues. But yeah, I'm obsessed. So I'll be working on that. And then my last WIP to show you is, so September, something that people do or like a common theme for September is sampler September. But I don't really stitch traditional samplers. That's just not really our aesthetic or our style. So I love watching other people stitch them and I think they're really pretty, but that's just not like what I'm drawn to. So the only sampler I technically have is my own design, and it's the nautical flags sampler, and I'll put a mock-up here of the final design. And it's just all of the different nautical signal flags. And here's where I'm at on it. This is 40 count anthracite. And since the last time you saw it, I have finished 3 more flags. Finished 3 more flags, J, K, and L. And then I got the next 4, like the black, O, P, Q, R in. So this will be kind of my main focus for September, to get as much done on it as I can as like my sampler. And I love it. They go so fast because there's just blocks of color. So and each block, or each flag I should say, that's full is 400 stitches, but it's just a block of color. So it goes pretty quickly. And I love it. The black is anchor black, and that it has just such good coverage. And for something like this, I really wanted solid coverage. So that's where we're at. I had used this pattern originally, and I'll flash a picture up here again of it in case you're new. I spelled out our last name and the year we got married, and used this pattern to do that. And I did it on 32 count. So that's one thing that so if you don't want to like stitch the actual sampler, but you could stitch like a name or a year or a quote or something in the flags, or if you have like a nautical person in your life. Like I'll probably be doing that for a friend's like anniversary gift at some point, spelling their last name in the flags and stuff. So a Navy friend. So yeah, that's where we're at. And those are my WIPs over the last few weeks. I have had quite a bit of stitching time, and I'm so grateful for it because I'm not used to that in my life right now. I finished like my application like a week ago, and now I've just been kind of getting it edited. So I've been having a lot more like stitching time in the evenings, on the weekends. I don't have any boards to study for. Like, it's not quite time to start really hardcore preparing for interviews. So I've been soaking it all in. So yeah, so those are all of my WIPs. My plans are, I do want to finish the Make Margaritas, continue on my nautical flag sampler, and then if I get sick of either of those, I'm gonna go back to my Shores of Park run. Those are like kind of my big plans. Except I do have, so those are my WIP plans. I do have a new start plan for September, and I want to share it with all of you. My mom and I are going to be starting a SAL together. So for us, it's more of like a start along, or I like SAL, so normally it's stitch along. I'm going to say start along. Mom and I are going to be stitching it together a lot because we want to get ours done. I don't want to say quickly, but like we want to have it done by January. So, but for overall, it's a start along. And it is Kind, Fierce, Brave, one of my designs that I released for Mother's Day, but I have not yet stitched. And so I'm stitching it in honor of my mom, and my mom is going to stitch it in honor of her mom. So we are going to start that September 22nd. Mom's is gonna look a little different. She wanted me to modify it a little bit to represent my grandmother a little bit more. My grandmother's favorite flower was pansies. And so I have kind of a pansy scheme and her name and date at the bottom, her dates at the bottom. So my mom's gonna be stitching that version. I don't know exactly what fabric she's using yet, but I'll show you mine. The pattern on my Gumroad says I'm going to be using a different fabric than I will be using, because I posted that and everything, and then I went to go actually cut the fabric. I've learned now to not do this, but I went to go cut it, and I was very incorrect on my size of my fabric, and I didn't have enough. So I'm doing something a little different, but I don't want to modify the pattern, like the cover photo, yet until I've actually stitched it. So if you do download it, it'll say I'm stitching it on Ophelia. I'm actually going to be stitching it on Color and Cotton Wisteria, which is this very pale lavender. I don't have, there's not, it's blowing it out a little bit. Let's see if I can get a good. I mean, it's not much darker than that. It's a very pale purple lavender. And then these are the colors that will be on it. So I'm stitching it as called for, just not the fabric. And then once I have this stitched, I'll update the cover photos and stuff. And if you download it, if you buy it on Gumroad now, it will be, once I do like update it and change it, I can send you the updated one for free with like to the email that you put in. So you will get the updated one once it's done. But in the meantime, it is on Gumroad. If you would like to join us and start this with us, the hashtag we're gonna use, it's a good hashtag. Mom, we forgot to talk about hashtag. I'm gonna flash up the hashtag here on the screen after I call my mom after this video and we decide on a hashtag. So here's the hashtag. And so if you post on Instagram and tag me, and then I'll put my mom's Instagram down below if you want to tag her too, so we can see your progress on it. We are super excited to start this. So my grandmother's actual birthday is October 13th. And so mom's goal is, she has a short goal and a long goal. We would like to have this done by her birthday on October 13th. But if that ends up not being feasible, then we ultimately want to have it done by Stitch Away in January. So mom and I are both going to be heading to Stitch Away, and so we would like to have it done so we can, show each other at Stitch Away. So that is our sal that we are planning. And we'll get mom to post the pictures and stuff and take pictures. We have the reason we're starting it before her birthday as well is we both have some very long travel plans at the end of September that would be perfect for stitching this on, like during that time. So we're starting it a little bit early in order to be able to stitch it during that trip. And then maybe either have it done by October 13th or have it, a good amount done by then, and we can talk about my grandmother and reminisce on her. So that's where we're at. So if you have anyone or yourself that you want to stitch this for, now's a good time. September 22nd. All right, I think that's all of the stitching. So now we'll do the giveaways. So the giveaway from last video was Friend from Lizzie Kate, and the winner of this is Sharon Williams. And I'm gonna post your comment up here real quick, just in case there are multiple Sharons out there. This was the comment that was randomly picked on random comment generator or whatever. So if that's you, please email me at georgiagirlstitching@gmail.com with your address, and I'll get this shipped out to you. I'm going to have that for until my next video, which I don't know exactly when that will be. Maybe September 23rd. I'm gonna aim to have the next video out that weekend of September. So if I haven't heard from you by, let's say, September 23rd, then I'm gonna choose a new winner. So, because I do wanna get this out, So yeah. And then my giveaway for this video, super exciting. So just let me see. This is not so I found through my parents, there's a printer, and I wanted to kind of get an idea of what my patterns would look like printed. So I did a very short, very small run of 2 of my patterns, and I'm obsessed. I don't know what this actually means. I haven't made any definitive plans, I'm gonna start selling paper patterns or anything like that, but I did get just a few copies of a couple of my patterns, and I got one so I can share it with you all. So I did get Fine Wine printed, and this is what it looks like. It does, so on the PDF, it's like full 8.5 by 11 pages. The front and back are folded, so it looks just like, you know, on the PDF online. But there's the cover, it's very glossy. And then the back. And then I'll just show, then it's kind of like a Madame Chantilly. So when you open it up, the pages come out, and just very quickly, you know, then it's the full 8.5 by 11. So it's not a half sheet pattern. So like that. And then the key with the DMC alternatives of my variegated with the symbols. So I'm giving this one copy away. So if you are interested in having a paper copy of fine wine, then please comment with the word wine and I'll get this shipped out to you. I'm super excited. Opens up a lot of opportunities. Again, I have not fully decided when I'm going to fully dive into paper patterns. If you would like the PDF copy of this, you can find this on my Gumroad. So that's the pattern. And yeah, so stay tuned until I can figure out more. I just had this opportunity to do this, so I wanted to see it, and I'm extremely excited about it. So we'll see where this opportunity goes. But so yes, so please comment the word wine, and I will pick this winner on my next video. All right, I think that's pretty much everything. Again, no major plans over the next couple of weeks. Again, I'm gonna try and do a video like every 2 to 3 weeks this fall and probably next spring too, because I have more stitching time, not a lot of crazy stuff going on. Well, day-to-day stuff, I should say. I mean, there's big overarching stuff going on, but day-to-day I have more time. So yeah, so I'm hoping to be back that weekend of September 22nd. So either the 23rd, the 24th, one of those days. So in the meantime, happy stitching, friends, and thanks for watching. Bye. I almost forgot Kaya. I'm so sorry. Here's Kaya. I just woke her up from a nap. She's upset with me, but here's a little baby. She's so big. She has gotten so big. Say hi to the people. I'm sorry I woke you up. I know. Say hi, friends. Oh. I know. I'm sorry. So here's Kaya. Yep. We're gonna go back to sleep. She's still been the best puppy. Yeah, she is 14 and a half weeks. So yeah, we made it to 14, and I think she's probably like 25 pounds. Well, she was 18 and a half at her vet visit a week and a half ago, and she's growing like crazy. So say hi, friends. Bye, friends.